The organic and local grocery trend has been gaining popularity across the nation and right here in Indiana. Larger stores like Kroger are offering more locally grown products. Specialized stores are also popping up across the state, and that's making it hard for smaller organizations to keep up. That struggle is especially pronounced in Bloomington, where a 20% drop in business has caused Blooming Foods to lay off more than a dozen of its managers and undergo major structural changes. Casey Kuhn takes a look at what's next for Blooming Foods and what lessons it could teach other communities about how to handle competition in the local foods industry.
The shelves at Blooming Foods are lined with products covered in labels: organic, local, and all natural, to name a few. The local food cooperative has been around since the 70s and caters to a community that values health food.
Blooming Foods did such a good job educating the public, and people want natural foods, they want whole foods, they want organic, local foods.
But lately, competition in the natural foods market has forced Blooming Foods to reevaluate how business is done. Whole Foods is making plans to move in on the city's west side, and Indianapolis-based Green Bean Natural Food Delivery Service came to Bloomington this past month.
Bloomington is such an amazing market for us because we already have a market of people who care about eating healthy foods.
The biggest competition so far seems to be coming from the Colorado-based company Lucky's Market, which recently opened a store on the south side.
College towns are a good draw. We noticed that a lot of kids are wanting to eat healthier, and there was a need for this for the community.
Since Lucky's opened, Blooming Foods business has dropped 20%.
Lucky's has opened. Kroger is already doing a pretty good job expanding their natural foods selection. We have advance warning that Whole Foods might be coming in. We might have Fresh Time coming in. So all of this is going to present a challenge to the co-op to stay open.
Despite the setbacks for some businesses, state agriculture officials say they're still confident in the local foods market.
This year, when I met with some key executives with some of the larger retailers, they're telling me that their organic side of the business will more than double next year.
David King manages the Indiana Grown program. Starting next month, the state-funded program will amp up promotion of local produce by rebranding it as Indiana Grown. King believes the high demand for organic and natural foods is more than just a trend.
Organic is not a fad. I mean, we've seen some fads. You know, in the local industry, we saw some carb fads, low carb, high carb fads, but organic has been so closely tied to a lifestyle. So I project that it's going to continue to grow probably for the next 10 years.
That prediction is what's causing other sellers to get into the market. Food co-ops are being formed in Columbus, Richmond, and Terre Haute.
Terra Foods Cooperative Market can provide a really good, very uniquely Terre Haute experience.
The Terra Foods Co-op has no storefront yet, and board members have been working since 2009 to get Terra Foods up and running.
We are in site selection process now and negotiation for a site. So fingers crossed and all things hoping that we'll be able to make an announcement very soon.
Terra Foods organizers say they aren't worried about competition, although they recognize keeping a hold on the local foods market won't be easy. Several years down the road, they could find themselves asking the same question Blooming Foods management is asking now.
What can we offer that other grocery stores can't? I think it's the cooperative business model, the fact that the owners of the co-op help shape its policy and its decision making. That's what appeals to me about it. I want to have some direct influence over my own food supply, and the co-op is a way for me to do it.
Whether that's enough depends on the customer. Some customers say they're loyal to Blooming Foods. Others say where they shop will depend on more tangible factors.
I like it because it's smaller. Actually, I don't like big stores. The new Kroger to me feels like an airport.
Honestly, I do prefer Lucky's over Blooming Foods because it's a little bit cheaper and they have a bigger selection, but I'm a vegetarian and it's like a lot more veggie options like tofu, seitan, and all that stuff that you can find at Kroger, but it's not as good as the stuff here.
Blooming Foods is currently operating under an acting general manager from the National Co-op Grocers as it reorganizes. A public meeting for Blooming Foods will take place Monday evening at the Convention Center downtown. All member owners will be invited and the acting general manager will be there to answer questions.